I have stripped the bag of the host plant, only to reveal to you some very unique caterpillars. Let's take a closer look. What you're currently looking at is actually a caterpillar. The reason it's looking so white and fluffy is because these caterpillars, they cover their bodies with wax. If you've ever reared atlas moths or tree of heaven silk moths from the genus Attacus or Samia, you'll know that some caterpillars can be waxy. These, however, are on a whole different level. This is the Epicopeia hainesii from Japan, which is a moth species from the family Epicopidae. Now, the Epicopidae are a very obscure family of moths that don't receive a lot of attention. I believe they're mainly found in Asia, and some of them can perfectly mimic swallowtail butterflies, like Atrophaneura, like Papilio. And these are toxic butterflies that feed on toxic plants such as pipevine. And what they do as they feed on these toxic pipevines is they sequester the toxins inside their body, which make them unpalatable to birds, becoming toxic themselves in the process. Now, some species of moth like to take advantage of the toxicity of these butterflies by mimicking their adults, and Epicopidae seem to be very good at that. So this is the Epicopeia hainesii, or I'm not exactly sure how you should pronounce that name. Either way, if you want to have a look at the adults, you should either look them up on Google or just follow my channel, because I'm going to breed them anyways. And why these caterpillars are covered in waxy powder is beyond me, although it does bring a few advantages. First of all, it's very water resistant, which means rainwater just slides off them. So they are hydrophobic. Second of all, they could mimic scale insects and other types of mealybugs that aren't very palatable to most predators. And what's also interesting is these caterpillars seem to produce droplets constantly. Here you see a yellow droplet coming out of his thorax. It's hard to focus it, there you go. And the yellow droplet is actually a liquid that these caterpillars constantly secrete. So it may actually be something toxic, I don't know, it could be a defensive chemical. And what's happening? It appears that the caterpillar... the droplet is gone now. I'm not sure what happened here. Really, not a lot is known about biology, so the exact function of all this is really just speculation on my part. But it's interesting nonetheless. Here you clearly see another droplet of liquid on its body. Yellow liquid. What's interesting is because these their waxy bodies seem to repel fluid. So this droplet is retained in this little space around their thorax when they curl up like that, because it's basically the fluid is laying on top of their body, since they are water resistant. So I don't know the exact purpose of that and why it just disappeared. It may just be that it actually drank its own liquid, but I really doubt that. It probably just rolled off its body, since it moved a little bit as I startled it. Well, I could go through the plant and show you many of these larvae, but I'm gonna go put them back in their sleeve now, because I don't want any of them to escape. And I think I've shown you plenty already. It's going to be one really interesting rearing though, so seems to be doing very well in the climate in the Netherlands really, which isn't surprising because Japan has probably a little bit similar climate, although I believe it's warmer in summer in Japan than in the Netherlands, although that's a bit of a generalization of course. And it's also been very rainy here for the past few weeks, but they don't really seem to care about rain, which is a good thing. So they can probably handle a lot of humidity. Now, thanks for watching and stay tuned because the adults are going to be spectacular.